Now, if like many, you've taken a little break from your triathlon training over the Christmas period,
or you've taken a prolonged break and New Year is the time you've set to get back into things,
well, that time is now. But it can be really hard getting back in, diving back into that training without a map of where you want to go.
Training blind without a plan is definitely one way to scupper your training. So we're here today to give you tips on how to get back into your training.
I'm excited to get back into some training. Do you fancy some K reps, 5K race pace?
Wait a minute, Mark, this is day one of training.
Now then, it's really important that you allow your body time to readapt and get used to the stresses of training, impact of running, and so on. So don't start back up all guns blazing from the off. You want to allow yourself time to readapt. So start back up at an easy aerobic pace, allow your body time to build fitness and just get used to what's going on.
Yes, slowly increase the volume and frequency of our aerobic training, but leaving intensity out of it until you're able to build that volume back up carefully to where you want it to be. This should take about 4 weeks, and we'd suggest as a rough guide starting out in week 1 at about 30 to 40% of your total volume.
Yeah, and obviously it is athlete dependent, but I'd normally suggest keeping your swims capped at around 45 minutes, your bikes at around 60 minutes, and your runs at around 20 to 25 minutes within that first week back.
Also, doing things too soon or anything harder than you're able to can just leave you feeling demoralized. That leads to a lack of motivation, because if we can't do what we want to do or for as long as we want, then it's not a good thing.
What is going on here?
Sorting out my race training goals, Mark.
That looks a bit complicated, doesn't it?
Oh, I'm on it this year. Okay, so maybe we don't need to go quite that far, but it is good to have goals set or multiple goals at the start of your season. And these can be race goals, times, results, or simply something that means a lot to you. And having that there will act as a guide to get you through your training day to day, rather than simply heading out the door aimlessly and just going through the motions. It's also a good time to speak to your family and friends and those close to you to discuss that commitment that you're going to be putting in so they can support you from the start, really.
Yeah, and it's also really important you set realistic and attainable goals. Goals that you know you can reach and will hopefully help build momentum as you progress. So as you do get closer towards that race season, you should feel more excited. Whereas if you set goals that are perhaps a little bit unrealistic and unattainable, then you're probably going to be left panicking and, well, not in a very good way as you get to that race season.
Morning, Mark.
Morning, mate. How you doing?
I'm good. What's on the training agenda today?
Maybe a 90-minute run, and then I reckon go to the gym at lunch.
It's quite a big day. What about tomorrow?
Well, I should probably swim, I guess. But no, I fancy going for a ride. Yeah, probably I'll jump on Swift. Now, it's so important that you have a training plan for yourself, and it doesn't really matter where that training plan comes from, whether it's from a magazine, the web, YouTube, a book, or even a coach. Just make sure you have a plan and you stick to it.
Now, without it, it can be really easy to lose track of what you're doing, what you've done, and indeed what's coming up.
Yeah, and most simple form of recording one of these training plans is with a good old pen and paper, and we all used to do this, and it's quite a nice, easy method, and you can quite simply jot down the training you've done for the day along with some comments. Another method is to use a spreadsheet on a computer, or, as we're seeing a lot of nowadays, we've got these online training softwares such as Training Peaks, which we're all now using, and that allows you to then upload data from your training along with things like your usual comments, etc.
And by making a plan like this, you can make sure you're following a good and balanced training plan without getting carried away and doing too much of any one discipline at a time, or also simply digging a big old hole that means you're training too hard without proper recovery.
Yeah, and it all really allows you to plan ahead and look at those goals and the races that you have coming up to make sure that you really arrive at that event, that race, in the best shape possible. And we normally suggest working in blocks and cycles of around 3 to 4 weeks. And the idea being that you gradually build your training up throughout those 3 or 4 weeks. And then after that, take a recovery week, and then you start that cycle again. Why, what training have you got on?
I'm actually going to go do a bit of strength work in the gym.
What, on the bike?
No, with weights.
Wait, with weights? What are you using those for? How's using weights going to make you a better swimmer, biker, or runner?
It's an area of training that is so often overlooked because so many view it as not important for an endurance sport like triathlon.
Whereas strength work is key for durability within triathlon. So by incorporating some strength work into your training program, it can not only help to build strength, but also help to prevent injury. It's almost like you're building the foundations from which you can start to work upon.
And if you have been out of the gym for a while, there's some really basic functional strength exercises that you can do to get you started. And some of these will include standing squats, one leg squats, lunges, side lunges, push-ups, dips, crunches.
Now, of course, if you do already do some strength work and you've taken a little bit of time out, then just make sure that you ease back in early on. You just want to make sure that you're doing slightly lower intensities and lower volume at the start. Wow. I mean, I know you like having your legs on show, Fraser, but it's -2 outside. What are you thinking?
I've just not got around to getting all my kit organised, Mark. Now's the time to get yourself organised. Now, not just with your training, but also with your kit. Now that means everything from your swim gear to your running shoes, in fact, everything that you're gonna need for the coming months ahead.
Yeah, and don't forget your bike, because it can be very easy to let this deteriorate at this time of year, particularly if you're pulling out an old winter hack that you're planning to use in the off season. So use this time now to get on top of that admin and make sure that everything is in good working order.
It's also important to start up nice and slowly when you get back into training. For example, take a day or two off if you start to feel a little bit of worrisome pains when you're running. It's far more sensible to show a little bit of restraint here rather than digging a hole and creating something that becomes a long-term injury down the line.
Yeah, likewise, if you start to feel tired, run down, or even catch an illness, just back off and allow your body time to recover. And finally, make sure you enjoy it. This is the time that training is a little bit more relaxed as you're easing yourself back in. So really try to find that enjoyment from the sport. So head out, train with others, let your hair down, explore, and just ease yourself back in gradually.
Sounds good to me.
Very good. Now, if you do like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you'd like to see more from GTN, just click on the globe and subscribe. And if you'd like to see how to plan your training schedule and how to structure it, just click down here.
And for a video about what to wear when running, click here.